Good evening, friends. This is Arpita here. So, as on the talk, yesterday we have we've been doing the series of meditation and energy healing practices. So, after the 9th episode, today it's going to be the 10th episode. Okay, and today we'll be talking about third eye, it's Agna Chakra. After Mooladhara, we have been doing as a series about more activation of, then Swadhisthana, then Manipuraka, and now then next we went to Anahata, okay, and then Vishuddhi, and now today we are going to do the all about the Agna Chakra, that is the third eye which resides here, okay, in between the two eyebrows. So what is the eye? Before we understand about the third eye, let us first understand what is this eye all about. Eye is, it's like a light of the body, right? You are able to see, right? So even with these two eyes, you are able to see the world, how it is and how you are, rest all is how you are perceiving the world and all that, but you are able to see. So the eyes are like the light of the body, right? Once we begin to practice, when we begin to practice this meditation and connecting to all the chakras weekly, 7 days each chakra, when you continue to practice, and we begin to get different kind of experiences, whether it is physical or mental or emotional, spiritual, or any kind of experiences we begin to get. And this third eye, because the two physical eyes are closed, the inner eye, that when these experiences are related to our inner senses, how we have perceived the world so far, and what are those impressions which remained in the psyche. Okay, third eye is all about the extrasensory perceptions. Okay, it is also the inner senses. It is all about the inner senses. When I talk about the extrasensory perceptions, I'm not dealing with something which something very magical or mystical or anything. So we need to understand eyes, whether it is the two eye, visible physical two eyes, or the inner eye, it is one and the same. You understand whatever external reflections went into the eye, it went as certain perception or understanding or knowledge, it remained in your memory, right, in deeper inside your psyche. And all this, whatever where there is, these insights have merged with the intelligence there, already there with the story, our story and our way of life and everything, our cultural things, everything. And then it formed a beautiful story inside us. So all this is visible the minute this physical eyes, the external look is closed. Right now, you are not towards the external thing. You are close the external images. So once your eyes are inwardly open, you have closed the external images now. Now there is no image which is coming from outside. So whatever images, whatever knowledge, and whatever you have acquired so far, all that understanding in a beautiful way, how are you able to see? You are able to see inside only, through a form of a vision, or through a form of some vibration, or through a form of some insight. All these things, right? All this happen when you go into, when you completely go into the deeper silence, when you completely are, your body is completely relaxed and at the peaceful, your mind is completely relaxed, then you get to see all about this experiences inside. Right now, how is this meditation? See, meditation is completely a zero state. There you don't get even an experience. There is no insight, nothing, no vision, nothing. So meditation is the state. To reach that state of zero, this is the process. You need to know what is there inside, deep within inside. So all these images which you are not able to understand, which you do not know about, that something inside you is still there, all those awakens. These are called the third eye experiences. People have a very mystical understanding of third eye. They think once you are the third eye is open, you become very mystical, you become yogi, you become you get to see all past, present, future. Everything is right, but the way it is being perceived is like you're keeping yourself in a very high pedestal. Your ego is satisfied. Okay, I say third eye is as simple as the two physical eyes we have. The physical eyes, these two eyes have been since our birth. Okay, they have been taking so much of information from outside. They're collecting so many images. Some images we like a lot. They are from the heart. We feel when you see a beautiful ocean, vast ocean, you may feel so nice about it. Oh, I love this ocean. The image is there inside, right? All these things comes, all these images are there inside you, right? When your external visions are closed by your eyes keeping inwards, you're opening inwards, you have closed the external images. Now whatever is stored inside, everything, all that story is popped out. And now before I say, I would like to add one more point. Like, every word has no feeling. Not every word we hear has a feeling or has a image. Okay, when you say a person, a child or anybody, you say, be careful, you're going to fall. Fall has an image, but be careful word does not has an image. Now how is your mind understanding this? Fall, you have understood, there is an image, this image is there. And now, but be careful has a imageless feeling, right? So when all these feelings have created a story inside us, and all these images, which all these words which has images, has created a story inside us, right? Now when you are traveling inside, you tend to see, you tend to clearly see all those visions, and all those visionless words have crossed into an understanding. They are purified inside because of so many things. It's an ingredient, something is cooking inside. We generally tell a person who's sitting idle or sitting in silence, we say, what happened, what's cooking inside? Okay, so all happening, there is some with all the combinations and permutation, there's some vision you get to see, right? And now your entire body completely vibrate along with this. In totality, you get to move, right? For example, you like a particular sweet, right? Let it be a gulab jamun or a rasgulla. You like to eat that sweet. When you want to eat, when you remember the sweet, you like it so much that entire body started vibrating for it, and your mouth is completely watering as if you are eating it. So the image, the feeling of the taste and everything, the senses, every sense related to that sweet, the particular image of whatever sweet you are labeled, everything is activated, right? So everything, the body started reacting to it, so responding to it, to that image. That's when you see, somebody is bringing for you the same sweet. Now you say, oh, I was so fond of this, I was just thinking about this, and you bought it. Sometimes these things happen. All this come under third eye experience. Third eye is nothing but your inner eye, the light of your body, the light of your own mind and your own essence inside. Okay, you understand what is created your personality, what images and what thoughts have created your personality. Through these experiences you get to know. And when you get into the practice of meditation, when you, which are already stored in the psyche in the form of feelings or in the form of images, whatever way, everything is stored, right? And then all these things are visible. Now how it happens, how the process happens, the first happening is when we see with normal and natural and simple, easy, soft, the tranquil and very peaceful flow of breath. And mind becomes it becomes empty when your body is completely peaceful, very calm. Even there might be thousands of sounds which are there around, but still there is a calmness which is going on. Everything comes into the consideration. Everything goes into a point. Everything the body is completely relaxed and completely a very peaceful state. Your breath is completely effortless. When all these things are happening, then you see the mind is slowly becoming empty. Everything is relaxed, right? That's the first happening. And now the second happening is when the mind is empty. Now what happens? There's the second point. When the mind is completely empty, now you feel a lot of cosmos. People say it cosmic energy, it is coming from some cosmos. We do not know about that. Let us assume that it is a pure oxygen which we are breathing, because the mind is clear. There is no interference in that. There is no pollution, internal pollution which is happening, because body is completely relaxed. So the energy, the pure oxygen is going inside us, entire body. Sometimes when this oxygen is coming into, in spite of body being very relaxed and everything, sometimes you may feel very heavy in your head. Sometimes there is a pressure on the head. There's so many things might happen. You may feel dozed off, you may feel sleepy, so many things happen. After all the stages, everything goes off, and after a certain particular point, your mind is completely empty, and you feel the energy flow as if a bath happening, right? That is what happens. It's the pure cosmic energy. The pure energy is literally entering in your body. The energy is there all over. There's no space without any kind of energy around. Okay, everything is entering inside. Okay, and now the third happening after this, what is happening after, once the mind is empty, all the cosmic energy is flowing in. And now the third happening is when sufficient energy is flowed inside, your body become vibrant, and it feels as if recharged. It enters the physical body, a reasonable amount of when you feel the body is completely recharged. Now you see the third eye is open. Third eye is open is you begin to get some insights about life, or you may feel, yes, I know all this. You may get just an image, a 2D image, and then that yes, I know about all these things. Okay, and then now you feel, sometimes you feel there is a tingling sensations happening here, as if some itching is happening, and some pressure which is pulling in and out here. All this kind of experiences begin to happen. Okay, this is because the pineal gland and the pituitary, mostly it's a pineal gland which is getting activated. Okay, this is what is happening at the physical point. And now the physical sensations of this third eye is, as we know, it's a tingle sensations. It's a sense of pressure in the forehead, as if something is there, and there might be a pain sometime. There's a itching and pulling sensation, all this, and sometimes some visions may come out. Sometimes you get to see light or some darkness or some colors, traveling into a tunnel. All these things slowly begin to happen. You may feel like an astral travel, or you may going happening out of body experience, as if you're going out of the body. You're able to see your body also, but you are seeing yourself somewhere also. In the two ways this happens. All these things happen, sometimes archetypal or metaphorical or whatever way. And now then the psychic abilities are developed. Psychic abilities are like, the first thing is the clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is the ability to see. That is what clairvoyance is. And now it is it is a kind of the clairvoyance is receive. You are able to receive any message in the form of a vision, right? And now when it comes to clairaudience, it is a form of messages you are receiving in the form of frequency from it is in a thought form. It is audience. You are able to hear. You may sometimes tend to hear. Hearing is not, I don't mean that somebody is there around and they are going to speak to you and all. It is your own feeling inside, deep inside. There is a thought, and there is a story which is very strongly awakened, and you get to hear that. Okay, sometimes that frequency in you is awakened, and you get to hear all that, right? These things happen. And next, in the same clairaudience, there are so many things like channeling and mediumship happens. People channelize many information about, they may connect to the ancient sages, ancient yogis of Mahavtar Babaji or Paramananda Mahasaya, Yogananda Mahasaya, Paramamsa, all these things, Lahiri Mahasaya, all this, we can connect, because the frequency is growing high now. It is, you are connecting to the your higher chakras. Always it is like, the Mooladhara chakra, Swadhisthana, and Manipurika. These three lower chakras are considered as the survival things, all the physical reality. They're called the Brahma Granthis. Whatever you are manifesting, these three chakras are only the basic, the source for whatever your manifestation. And when it comes to Anahata and Vishuddhi, it is called the Vishnu Granthi, the creation. Whatever you are wanting to manifest, everything is getting created in your speech and in your feeling. Okay. And now this Agna Chakra and Sahasrara, these two are basically understood as the Shiva Granthi. Shiva Granthi is completely dissolving yourself. You are cutting off from every three-dimensional thing. You are completely in the space, beyond the space. It's only the light form. So when you are in that higher realms of the energy, the frequency in your body, then automatically you are connecting to the similar frequency, the people who are in that frequency, and then you get to communicate with them and talk to them and receive so many messages. There are so many people who have acquired good amount of this knowledge of Advaita, through this channeling and mediumship. And now there is one more thing called clairsentience. Clairsentience is like its ability to hold on an object. It is also called psychometry. Okay, psychometry, where you can touch someone and sense, and the energy around the person or place or a thing. It is like you are able to hold on to that particular object, or you can even touch a person wherever the person is, even other country or other state or wherever, it doesn't, there's no time and space. This is what some abilities grow up. You can go and touch them. This happens. And now then comes to the claircognizance. Claircognizance is the knowing of, it is about knowingness. The minute you there is a thought, there is a particular thing, like you have an issue in your life, and suddenly you reach that state and you say, I know it. Oh, I know what has happened. Immediately you know it. It is like something without seeing, without hearing, without feeling. Nothing has happened. No vision, nothing. But still you say, I know about it. The minute you see it, the thought is there and you know it. Okay. These are the abilities which grow. And now comes the telepathy part. Telepathy is, it's a direct transference of a thought form from one person to another person. It's a telepathy, right? It's a transition, transference, a transfer happening from one person to other person. It's like telepathy. This generally we all know, it's a basic thing of our third eye experience. And now the astral projections or astral travel, whatever we call it, is like an out of body experience. You are going out of the body, which is via through lucid dreaming or a deep meditation, the process, or you get all these experiences. You get to know, even in your dreams also, sometimes you feel you might be in a deep sleep, but still you are awake and you know what is happening around, and still you might see that what is there, the other side, travel you are able to identify. You're going somewhere, you feel like you are pulled, though you are aware of whatever is happening outside. You're very much aware of the outer world, external world. Maybe it's about, that is a state anyone can experience just before they are completely awake. It is called lucid dreaming also. You get to see, this is basically a part of astral travel and out of body experience. And now the intuition. When we come about the intuition, it is the direct perception of our essence. The essence has directly told you a fact, a truth, or there might be independent of any reasoning process. There might be any reasoning process for it or anything else, but it's a direct truth that comes. Okay, it is heard. You have heard something. Your essence inside you has heard about something. So the third eye is the window to the spiritual world. Okay, so that is when this third eye has become very important factor, where, because the third eye it's becoming a window. The minute this eye is open, wide open, you get to see many potentials about your the potential of what you are and who you are, and to what extent, what is the purpose of life. There are so many things which are awakened, because there are so many, in so many ways, since your childhood, you, and from your through your DNA, from your ancestors, you have collected so much information about you. And there are, so every information has been manifested in one form or the other, in the one particular situation or the other situation. Now rest, whatever is there about your essence, maybe that is not yet manifested. You are knowing everything as per, this generations, about the physical body, whatever the material way, whatever is there, you are understanding. But something going beyond the fragrance, when the fragrance is starting to emit out its fact, all these things come out to happen. Okay, this is called the completely the intuition. It is completely, I know, I can sense something inside me is telling me not to do this, do that. Okay, so you know what is happening, right? So it smells, it is like the colors may seem brighter sometimes. You may see a very bright color, or very sometimes even the smells, whatever you smell, they're very strong. Effectively you are more present in the in the present of that world, whatever realm, whatever frequency you are connecting to. Always, it is always important for us to learn to go beyond. We have been here, we have understood about the physical understanding, we have understood about the our relationships and our part of life, and what is our rules and what are regulations, and what is the self responsibility. We have understood all this. Now it is the time where we need to understand the pure essence, the quality of what you are. Always there will be a conflict between what you are and what you are, what you want to, but what you have had. Okay, so these are two things. It's the same question in two ways. Maybe at point you might be a child, but there is a mother who is awakened. It is like in the material world you are something, but in the essence is actually evolved, and its essence is actually functioning in some other way. So these things happen, this in and out happens. So you need to understand how things are happening and how you acquire all this. Okay, we need to understand all this understanding about life and how we are going. Everything comes because of this third eye, because it is directly dealing with your inner world, what actually you have perceived about yourself, about your relationships, about your world, and about the true authentic you. Whatever the perceptions were, everything is going to, it is like unfolding your essence. At Manipurika chakra, it is unfolding of your personality. At heart chakra, it is unfolding of your nature. But at Agna chakra, it is unfolding of your essence. Okay, it unfolds. This Agna chakra has the ability to open up what you actually are at this ground level, and also at the internal, at the essence frequency level. Okay, and now what is the main issue for this? Okay, what is the main issue for this? Main issue is always wisdom. The more wisdom you acquire, the more you learn, you become an eternal student. That is what the issue of this chakra is all about, knowing the eternity, or knowing all about the eternity. Okay, that is the wisdom. Wisdom is, knowledge is what you hear, what you acquired, and what you learn. But wisdom is something which, the knowledge which you have processed, which is transformed through an experience. Okay, this is what the knowledge actually means. Knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is you heard. Now whatever I'm telling you, you all are hearing, and this all is knowledge. And when it is attached, when the same knowledge is connected to any experience, it is transformed through an experience process. When it is transformed, that becomes a wisdom. So that is there, that becomes your truth, right? That will be there. And for this, like it's always, the yoga is always Jnana Yoga. You have to be an eternal student. If you want your third eye to be wide and open, it is your practices and your lifestyles and your the learning about yourself, the truth, the Advaita, all this. And associated glands is pituitary glands and pineal glands for this. And the part of the bodies are eyes and base of the skull. Okay, base of the skull, these are the body parts which have been taken care of this thing, Agna Chakra. And when if there is a physical dysfunction, what would be the physical dysfunction? Like when Agna Chakra is not functioning properly, when it is not working properly, what are the physical dysfunctions? Basically, the poor vision, or the headaches all the time, all the neurological disturbances. Okay, because basically this chakra deals with the nervous system, the junction of all the nerves, all traveling inside the body, which is like a tree shape. The junction is here. So here, if it is wide open, that means that it is like all the nerves are completely relaxed, completely at peace. So the information is passed to every part of your body, every cell and every molecule, every other system of your body. So that's the reason, this has to be worked on very perfectly. Okay, it deals with your eternity of your as an essence, right? And now emotional dysfunction. When what are the emotionally, what is this dysfunctions which come up? There's nightmares, difficulty in learning, or any hallucinations, all these things. A person might get blocked sometimes because of whatever situations. They might not be able to see anything, so they're not able to understand anything, in spite of, that person might be a brilliant student, brilliant achiever in the world, or very courageous being. And sometimes when this emotionally, when they are stuck, when they are caught in a situation emotionally, all these things, nightmares and learning difficulties, all this may come up sometimes. And the life lesson for this, every chakra has a lesson to be learned and processed. So for this chakra, the life lesson is all about the emotional intelligence. You have to be very intelligent when it comes to emotions. You must know how to deal with your emotions, how to play with your emotions. Okay, this is an art. It trains you. The Agna Chakra will train you in teaching the art of living life, leading life. Okay, this is all the process. And the goal is ability to see other than these two eyes. Beyond these two eyes, everything these two eyes are seeing. What is this? What is that? You get in touch with that vision which these two eyes are not able to see, cannot see. Okay, sometimes, there are so many things we have seen, and inside there's so much of process, combinations and permutations, so many things have happened. There is some story, unique way, which is linked to our essence, which is growing inside. We do not know. These eyes are not able to catch that vision sometimes. Okay, for that you have to close this external intake of external visions by closing the eyes towards external way, and then get in touch with the internal thing. It's a sadhana. As you practice the internal things, everything comes out. Slowly it might come out as, I know this issue, this is the past issue, I went into my childhood mode, this, that, and all these things. And slowly you get to see, you connect to your own fragrance, the story of the real you, that begins to unfold. So that is what you are, other than your body, your ancestors, your mind. Beyond all this, you are something. You are a collection of some intelligence. You're a combination of some intelligence beautifully. So all this you begins to open up. This is the goal for this chakra. And the fears is, some people have a fear of success also. They fear success. They don't want to be successful. They have some issue behind fearing for success. Maybe some past issue, something which they need to be resolved still. So they fear success, and they fear the silence also. They're scared of the silence. Some people are so happy with the silence. The minute there is a silence, they feel so very happy. But some people, they're very much fearful for the to access the silence. Okay, they want to talk. Immediately after the silence, if anyone says, even in school we see, when children are told, children be in silence, pin drop silence, okay, finger on your lips, all these things, after a certain point, but children want to talk all the time. The same way, the child in us is always curious. Even adult mind, adult personality inside us, it fears the silence. Because why it fears? Because it might hear something which they are not comfortable about themselves inside. So they don't want to hear the truth. So it is a covering. So they fear. It is the fake personality which takes over. And always sutra to be followed in this attitude of gratitude. Always have gratitude for whatever you have, even for those for whatever you do not have. This thing I do not have, definitely there must be some good thing for that to me, right? Something is not there with you, it is good for you. Something is there with you, it is good for you. So have an attitude, make it an attitude. Gratitude is an attitude, right? So you need to develop that. And what are the positive side of this third eye? The positive is a person is determined and fixed on a purpose. Okay. And when this chakra is completely open, more than necessary. Okay, if this chakra is open, it is highly logical and dogmatic. It wants everything, it's like proof is needed, highly logical. What is the logic? And very arrogant personality and authoritative, the person becomes, express personality unfolds in this way. You get to see that the person is behaving arrogant, the person is very authoritative, all this tendency. If this chakra is blocked, this particular chakra is completely blocked, then there is no discipline in a person. There is absolutely no discipline, and the tendency is towards schizophrenic completely, and the sight is also too low. He cannot see a far thing. Oh, if I am like this today, what is going to be my day? Oh, I'm happy like this. Okay, I'm happy like this is a good point where person is completely into the present moment, but something the person do not want to see what is there, because that feels very scary for them, so they don't want to see into that. Okay, even when if you also, I will come only till this, after that I cannot do. For everything they will say, oh no, I cannot do. The fear is crippled all the time. If this chakra is completely balanced, completely balanced, the person is a very charismatic personality. It attracts so many people towards them, and highly intuitive, and they're not attached to any material things. That does not mean they don't enjoy material things, but there's a difference. Like a person is appearance is like a king, but from inwardly there is a yogi. The person is a yogi. Like even if you give him a very with a good quality mattress, and you give him a big king size bed and all, you make the person sleep, the person is very happily sleeping. But the next day immediately you give the same person without any mattress, just a floor mat, and you ask them to sleep, they're equal, the same way they sleep. There is no difference, because they are not attached. It is like, oh, without that I cannot do. This is not the fact. They're able to do anything. So the motto always is the wisdom from this chakra. The motto is always that, it is like always wanting to learn the truth, wanting to know. There is always a point of, I want to know the truth. I want to know what I am. And I want to know what I am authentically. What is my authentic nature? What is my authentic self? Okay, all about the authenticity inside, deep within inside. Okay, this is the little about the Agna Chakra. And now the practice, let us begin the practice. For Agna Chakra, you can always light up a small candle. Okay, you can always light up a small candle, and and you can put it so close to this, right? Your third eye, so that the fire, the warmth of the fire is touched this part, the Agna Chakra above the two eyebrows. This fire is felt. The warmth of this fire is felt. Okay, you can, without blinking your eyes, you can always look into that fire for at least for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever way. You can, begin before you start this process, you can just we get the Om music available in Google. You can Google it and allow the Om mantra chanting beside you, and you can begin the process. After 5-10 minutes of this, completely this without blinking the eyes, when you look into it, you can slowly close your eyes, and you can keep the candle in front of you, whichever table or anything in front of you, you can be there, and then keep your eyes closed. Okay, keep your eyes closed. The minute you keep your eyes closed, you see a vision of the same light flame here. right? And let the mantra, the Om mantra, be chanted, and you can also mentally chant along with that and be there. Okay, you can be there as long as you can, as lengthy as you can, because sometimes some people go into a trance and they travel inwards too deeply. Even within the first time also they might travel too deeply. So this might be, the Om chanting will help you. This, you can, it is all about your accessing the feeling the warmth of this fire in the candle, in this junction between the two eyebrows on the forehead. Between the two eyebrows, you're feeling this junction, you're feeling the warmth. And then after a certain point, looking into the fire, you get to see you, because your eyesight improves. There is a clarity that comes into your life, and your nervous system begins to function properly. Anyone has any kinds of eyesight or learning disabilities and everything, they can do this chakra, this practice. Even 1 week practice, you will see sometimes the person go into a deepest silence completely, and it remains for a long time for them. So this chakra, at least every chakra has to be practiced at least for 7 days, without even one day keeping any blank on it, or keeping a pause in between. You can continuously practice this. Every chakra, I always suggest to practice one chakra a week, and then only go to the next chakra, because every chakra has needs the time to process itself. And once all the chakras are practiced, then you can collectively, you can begin to do all the chakras together. You can create your own practice, or you can make it, right? These things may happen. This is the third eye, which is very important, because third eye is dealing with the nervous system in the body, and it brings lot of clarity about what you are and who you are. It clears the conflicts which we have been holding inside us, between the feeling and also between the thought. The thought says something else, the feeling says something else. There are so many things which are there inside the body, inside the system, in our own system, which we need to be resolved. So maybe some issues, maybe some coming from the past ancestors, the same story which is kind of repeating as a pattern. Maybe you need to come out of that. You need to resolve the pattern. So you may have to go through the pattern and then resolve it at a certain point of time. So these practices help you process all this. Without knowing, the processing might be difficult. You may end up repeating the pattern and leave it just the way how it was left in the previous generation. So when these things are activated, you know that till here I can this pattern is repeated, and you become aware of the pattern, and now you know where to take it. This closure will happen. There's so many ways the things get in a closure way. Okay, always keep practicing this. The only methodology of to practice is always have a candle and the Om mantra chanting beside us. You can beside you, and keep looking into that fire element without blinking your eyes. If your eyes are watering, allow it to happen. It is okay. Okay, all the dust particle, whatever is there is getting cleared, because of the water element is always like a purification. It is used for the purification. It gets purified, the vision becomes clear. And now when you look at it, you can this is even in Sanskrit, it is called the way of Tratak, gazing the candlelight. You are taking in the light so much, and you are feeling the warmth in your third eye, the warmth of the same candle, the fire which is there. And then when you keep it and when you close your eyes, along with the Om chanting, there are so many things which might happen. Sometimes you may feel a pull from your third eye, or you might feel some visions opening up. You may get to see something. There's so many things might come up. It is absolutely fine. Okay, you can do this process for 7 days. Okay, friends. So this is all about the third eye. And anyone has any doubts, you can always leave your comments. And tomorrow we'll meet again sharp at 7 o'clock with a different topic. Okay, friends. Thank you so much. See you all tomorrow.